Hi, Sarah the Northwoods Stitcher here, doing a little cleaning in the craft room and thought I'd take a break. I got another DMC box to store floss in, and I've got a new shelf unit installed in the area that I have my threads, so I'll show you that probably next week when I have it organized. But exciting stuff that's happened. Last video I showed you a pile of some completed cross stitches, and I got motivated to frame some things. So I'm really excited. I did decide to frame this little guy in just a brown frame that I had. I was going to paint the frame white, but my color agent, aka my husband, said, I like it in the brown wood. He's a wood guy and so am I. Boy, that glare is funny. But it does make it pop quite a bit. I don't know why. I think I didn't like it because I probably could have added an extra thread. This was done on 18 count, and it looks like I did it with 2 threads, but it didn't look like it covered it very well. But I think the frame did help pull out the white a little more prominently. I did find a date on it, 2016, so that's exciting. And my little purple bunny, I was going to try to stitch it or finish it off in a bunny shape. And I thought, well, I have this great elasticy frame, so I thought I'd do that. I'm still debating whether or not I'll put maybe some pom-pom around it or not, but I think I like that. We have a lot of wood in our house, and I think that'll look nice against the wall. And then there was this guy. I think that came out pretty well. There's a little too much space here on either side for my liking, but rather than alter the frame, I think it helps it also. I'm happy with it. It's a great frame that I got at Goodwill. I think it was $3 or $5. The strange thing about this purchase, it was either the same day or a couple days later at another Goodwill, I found the exact same frame. So I bought both. I was like, I don't know how that's possible. Really cute. So those are the finished frames for now. And then I made a trip up to Lakeside Stitches in Greenville. So not only do I have to go through my floss and organize it, I have to do my fabrics. I got more fabric. I got a 14 count Aida, 22 by 19 Stormy Night. I love the variegated cloudiness of that. It looks like clouds. And then I got an 18 count white Aida, 14 count blue Whisper. Again, a great variegated color through that. A black 16 count, an 18 count black, another 18 count black. Then I got a 28 count linen, Mothman, fat quarter. Lappin' Loops did this one. I'm pretty sure Patty bought it back from Nashville. But I saw this done on, or this chart done on that fabric. Isn't that fantastic? Kathy Barrick's Witch Training Academy. The moon, I love the sliver moon. It's going to be fun to do. I'm going to pull out my Halloween box and show you guys all the many, many, many projects I have to do in there. Patty brought back so much from her Nashville trip. She had a bin of stuff that was 30% off. Well, of course, I had to help her out, make some more room. So I got a collection of prairie scholars that she had in there. Welcome Spring. Some of these I think I'll do up for the Easter tree ornaments. May. In case you can't read that, May brings flocks of pretty lambs skipping by their fleecy dams. And then signs of spring. I think the bunnies and the, oh, I love the robin. I don't know, there's a lot of different things in here that I might do all of them on one piece or separate little ornaments. But I think that's a great idea, how they use pinking shears on the felt to mount them. That's a quick and easy finish. I'm sorry I'm dinging. Let me put you on pause for a second. So that was a great haul from Lakeside. I did do a little bit of filming. I haven't reviewed that yet. I'm hoping to include it in this video. Also in this video, somebody had asked me, how do I prep my fabric when I'm getting ready to fully kit something? Because I don't think that something's fully kitted unless I have the fabric ready on a Q-snap and the threads pulled and everything ready to go. I don't like it when the fabric's been folded and you see that crease in it when I'm stitching on it. So I have prepared something from an Etsy shop called Lola Kroll, Piece of My Heart. And I have fully kitted this. I'll put a snippet in of what tool I have to soak this in, but I'll soak the fabric so the creases are gone, and after I soak it, probably for a day or two, I don't really pay attention. I just let it sit in a cold water on a high brimmed like cooking sheet, and then once it's done relaxing the fabric, then I'll take it out, let it dry on a towel, just an old towel I have. Then I'll transfer it over to my wool mat and I'll steam it so it's ready to go. It's a small stitch. This one is an 18 count. Am I right? 16 count black fabric. And the stitch count on this is pretty small. So I'm ready to go with this one. I still have to do some more work on Lincoln. Ugh. Second one I'm almost done. So 78 by 60 stitches. This should be a quickie to do in front of the TV. So I'll insert a little thing about how I soak my fabric. So excuse the noise of my washer. You know how you open up a pack of fabric and you've got all these creases in it? Well, that drives me crazy. So to prepare my fabric for kitting up, I like to soak it. I put it in just an extra large cookie tray that I don't think I've ever used for baking. And I just let it sit here and soak for, I don't know, a day or two. And it relaxes the creases. And then after the creases relax, I'll blot it dry on a towel. And then I'll lightly iron it to get those creases out. Then I can put it on a work frame or a Q-snap. And just make sure it's totally set in the water. That just helps the fabric relax a bit. I mean, you can see the lines. There's a bit of a glare, but you can see the lines even in the water. Those crease lines just really mar the fabric. And they're harder to get out, I find, after you stitch on it. So I'll just let it sit in the water for a day or two. Depending on how it looks, I'll pull it out and start working on it. The other thing I want to include in this video is finishing off some cards. So I made these cute little cards and I tried to film it one-handed. So we'll see how that works. I'm going to include the step-by-step process for this. I did end up using all glue on one, which kind of warps the card. So you have to be really careful. I see it's a little bumpy. I don't like the glue paste doing that. So if you notice on this one, you can't tell anything's there. I only use glue when I did the fabric to the first green board. Then I used double-sided sticky tape to mount the green board to the pattern card itself. So I'll include that step-by-step process. I added an extra layer of paper to make it a little more stable so it can actually stand up by itself without tipping over face first because of the weight of the fabric, the cross-stitch fabric on it. So I'm going to show you guys how I make a quick card. Now this is a design that I'm trying to show you can do without purchasing a lot of card making supplies. You don't have to get a pre-printed card. This one is pre-printed white inside, but you can get a box of cards with different patterns on them. Depending on what you're stitching, they're handy, but you can also just fold a piece of cardstock and just use that to make your card, and then purchase envelopes that'll fit that size. But I have cut green, and I've cut a small piece of ecru colored or off-white. That's going to go on the back of the card just so the green won't show, because I'm going to mount it on that and mount it on here. I cut down as far as I wanted to because I'm going to fray the edges. I'm just going to put this on pause and do that and get everything positioned to show you. So I have a tiny guillotine. This is my mini guillotine. I have a much larger one to handle 12 by 12 pieces of paper and bigger. But this is really handy because it's got the ruler on it. It also has a little drawer somewhere on the side. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get approximate measurement. It looks like this is a 3 by 3-ish. So that'll give me an idea of how big I need to cut the green part that's going to go underneath the cross stitch. I want to make it slightly larger, but I can cut it down as I go. You can also just freehand cut. So I've just eyeballed the size that I like, and I might cut off a little on the top and the bottom to even it up. But next I'm going to shred the edges here. Just pull out the first 2 or 3 rows to see how it looks, and then I'll start mounting. When I started to fray the edges, I did use a needle to pull out the threads rather than try to grab it and yank on it, because that'll kind of twist your cross stitch. So if you do it very gently with a needle point, you can pull one thread at a time out. I'm really happy with the amount that's shredded, so I think I'm just going to leave those ragged edges as they are. This is a great card. But you can also frame some of your smaller pieces this way. If you don't want to make an ornament, or if you want to gift it, you can frame it like this and gift it, or frame it like this and hang it. It's just a wonderful quick idea. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put glue on only the stitch parts. You don't want to put it on the Aida cloth or the linen if you're using linen. Just put a little bit on the stitch parts. And then you can mount it onto the same colored paper that you're using for your fabric. That'll keep the green from showing through. And then I will mount it on the card itself. On the inside, I can stamp a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. If you don't have stamps, because I have a lot of stamps. But if you don't have stamps, don't worry. Just print something out on a computer. Or just handwrite something. It means a lot. Anyway, that's a quick card tutorial. Trying to figure out how to do this one-handed. So now that I've gotten everything in place, you have to gauge if what you've put on the front of your card, if you're going to send it as a card, if it's too heavy, then you're going to want to put in an extra piece on the inside of the back of the card. That'll give it some better weight to the back side, so it's more even, since the front side is a little heavy as well. And that you can just cut to fit. I prefer to use double-sided sticky tape when I'm doing the mounting rather than all that glue, because the glue does add some weight, believe it or not, more so than the tape, I find. But I'll let this dry and I'll press it slightly as it dries. I mounted it up a little higher, and it's probably maybe a little crooked, but you know what? It's homemade. So that's okay. Don't be overly critical of yourself, because I'm not overly critical of me. And then I can also stamp the back and put the year that I'm sending it. Somebody can frame it, or I can just frame this in one of my 4x6s and trim it to fit. It's awful cute. So I think I've committed to doing both of these as cards. I know the price of stamps are going up again June or July of this year. So that means the overseas stamps are going to be even more. And this is a very thoughtful, handmade thing to send overseas if you have friends overseas. And then you can stick a little ornament inside, and you're paying for something hopefully under 6 ounces or 5 ounces, and it's not so bulky. But just an idea. In a previous video, I had shown you guys some little bunnies that I picked up at the dollar store. They came a package of 6, and I really liked the colors. And I thought, well, this would be a quick Easter card. But the more I looked at them, the more I thought it's pretty plain. So I started stitching little faces on them, just kind of weaving the needle in between the 2 layers here, so there's nothing on the back side. And my plans now are to put a little piece of monofilament to hang it, and then I'll mount that onto and through a card, so somebody who gets this Easter card can pull this off and use this as an ornament. I've done 6 so far, and now I have to do another 12. But I just stuck them in front of the TV and worked on them slowly and carefully. And when I did get them, I noticed that I didn't like how this glue showed through. That bothered me a little bit. So I'm actually going to pull the bows off and re-glue them so they look a little tidier. That way I can lower it if I need to, if it's too high up onto the face. All right, so let me go get my Halloween box. all of my Halloween projects. Well, I shouldn't say all of them. I do have some in a binder, and I have bought some recently that need to go in here. Some are unfinished projects. Oh, works in progress. Others are great ideas that I have. First, there is a incomplete cross stitch my dad started. I don't know where my board is. You can make out the cat and the pumpkin. Now, if I remember correctly, this is a 28 count Lugana. It should be in here. It's a bag of goodies. So this is in Just Cross Stitches Halloween 2015 collector's issue. Fabulous magazine. You can see all of his post-it notes. He and I were of like mind. So the finished design, I'll do this without showing the chart, will look like that. I think it's fantastic. I love the back border. I love my little sky kittens. So let's see if he made a note of what he did this on. I have cloth, he wrote. He did use a 28 count. It's an Echo Cashel linen from Picture This Plus. I remember because he and I both bought the same fabric for the same design. So I have the fabric and I haven't kitted it up. He just went to town on his. Almost finished it. He also had the same thing that I had pinned down in the magazine. This one, which I just love, that retro design. The font's really great. The colors are great. That's done on a 32 count natural light linen from Wilchett Imports. I think I have a similar color that I'm just going to pull all of the colors and match it up with. And then he also had a scarecrow silhouette tab down. That's really cool. You can see the little moon in there. He didn't buy the fabric for that. He was just learning how to buy online different fabric places because he was a hands-on guy. He liked to go to the stores and see the colors. What else is in this issue? Well, what's on the cover. So this guy is available in here. Now he is 151 stitches high by 98 stitches wide. They did this one on a 28 count black Lugana from Zweigart. It only has about 20 colors. It's really cute. I think I'll have to do that one myself. There's a banner in here that spells out spooky. There's also a block kit design, chart design of Boo. I think that's cute, the little blocks. Great little ornaments as well if you don't want to do the blocks. What else is in here? So it's a 2015 Just Cross Stitch Halloween with an owl on the front. There's a great witch's hat. Great colors in that. It's an Ursula Michael. I thought it looked familiar. That is 111 stitches high by 100 stitches wide. Then there are a couple of really cute ornaments. And what else is there? There's also something that's a little intricate for first-timers, but if you want to start playing with perforated paper, they have a perforated paper design in here. You can also do it on fabric, but that's really cute. Trick-or-treat bags, which would be really cute little 4x6 frame pieces. And if you do it on a different type of fabric, maybe a blue, you can actually see the ghosts. I don't know why. You can't see them very well. I would do it probably on a gray or a blue so you could see them. What else was in here? It just goes on and on. There's a Victorian little witch. She's cute. I like the moon silhouette in the back. That's a very soft purple. Pansy cashel linen from Picture This Plus. And that's a relatively small, 101 high by 67 wide. Some great towel silhouettes. If you want to do some towels. It's just loaded with stuff. The black cat I showed you. Some more little ornaments. More ornaments. So it's just loaded with designs. Oh, there's a really great one in here. Praiseworthy Stitches did a chart in here called Haunted Hillside Farm. Look at that. It's got little buttons. You don't have to include the buttons. You could stitch little owl or little pumpkin. But gosh, that's incredible. And I showed you the kitty. Oh, check out this Halloween bouquet. Who did this one? Sharon Pope. Isn't that great? I love that boot. Fantastic fall colors. It's just loaded. I could go through every little page, but it's worth looking for. My wish for you this Halloween, all treats, no tricks, and ghosts unseen. I'd love to find a shape like that in Goodwill. Does it say where this tray came from? Well, it does have a where to find it page, but this is from 2015. I'm probably not going to find it. Here is a, at a glance, all of the designs in here. It's just loaded. So if you're into Halloween, the 2015 special collector's issue is definitely worth getting. So that's in this bag of tricks. I have my copy in here too. So I've got to start this again. So that's my first Halloween project. Okay. Oh, this is handy. I have a whole box of stuff in the box. I have something that's just charts, so it looks like it's just working graphs. I can't show the working graphs. Oh, I almost lost my extra floss for the kitty and pumpkin. Blackberry Lane Designs, Witch's Night Out. Hopefully I can get this out. Not taking too much time. Come on. Check this out. So Blackberry Lane Designs, purples and greens and oranges, fantastic ideas, great as individual motifs or bell pull. Marie Driscoll. This is dated 2013. You should still be able to find it. I wish I remembered which site I bought it on, but I don't. Let me just pile it up here. I need to get this one done too. This one's really a lot of fun. This is a Teresa Kogut, and it's called Moon Dance. Doesn't that look like fun? Now, this is a full coverage because, well, I guess the tree and it's done on a black fabric. So it's really the oranges you're stitching and the yellows. So it's full coverage in the sense that you're just stitching the outline, around the outline of the tree, the pumpkin, and the witch. It should be fun. Now, Moon Dance, I don't see a date. I don't see a date on this one. But I think if you went to 123 Stitch, you can find it. And this next one's a cottage garden. This is called Witchboard, which is a Ouija board. I thought that was spooky. Now this one is 160 wide by 130 high. They did this on a 36 count. So it only ended up being like a 9-inch by 7 1/4. I don't know if I'll do this bigger or not. I think I might do it bigger. So it takes a bigger frame. Problem is I have so many different Halloween stitches now that are framed. I don't have much room left. Oh dear. Another magazine. Look at that. I love the color. So this is a October 2020 just cross stitch, if you're interested in looking for this somewhere. I haven't thrown a bunch of tabs in here to mark all the pages. I know I want to do the front cover one. Look at that owl. Isn't he sweet? Autumn Owl. Ah, very cute bookmark. And there's also a fantastic table runner. Let me just go to the back page. Oh, look, that tree. Look at that pumpkin. That's on 53. Let's go to 53. I want to look at him a little closer. Page 53. Happy Halloween. That's really cute. Another possibility. This one I have folded back because it is, where is my front cover? This looks like a Stony Creek. I had a subscription and got, oh yes, Stony Creek cross stitch, summer 2018. Come in for a spell. I know I have this fabric somewhere. Once I get it organized, I will definitely pull that one out. Then I have, I don't know, why is this in Halloween? Probably because it's a fall one. The Scarlet House Sweet Tomato. I do love a good bowl of hot garden tomatoes. Warmed from the sun. I have a beautiful piece of Ada in here. Oh, this is the wrong position. I'm still looking for a nautical or maybe even a pirate thing for that box that I bought, but that's cute. Sue Hillis. Another day, another ship. And it does come with a little sword. Pattern of the month from Stony Creek. I just like the ornament. This is only one ornament. And I'll probably stitch the little bats because it doesn't come with the beads. Waxing Moon Designs. Halloween, when the cobwebs in my house become decorations. Yeah, it's about how often I like to dust. Jardin Privé, Halloween. I can't, I'm stitching. That's a great pumpkin. That would be good for some quick card stitches. I'll have to look at the size of that. That design, the entire little pattern is 126 wide by only 86 high. So if I did this on a 16 count Ada or 32 count, 8 1/4 by 5 5/8. It's a good sign. La-di-da, something wicked. I really think I did this. I have to go pull out all of my cross stitch. That's really shiny. Sorry, guys. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. But what a great boot. And it's got a little spider web in the heel. Kit and Bixby, when black cats prowl. It just looks like a lot of fun. And I don't mind all the colors and the lettering. I'll just do one word at a time. It could just be 2 colors in those letters or those words. But what a cute stitch. Oh, working on this one apparently. So probably should try to kit this up. This is Jolly Jack by All Through the Night. Another itty bitty pattern. It's awfully dark. I can barely see the star in the stem. Hopefully it'll show up in the video. And I do love a good drawn thread. Bats in the Belfry. No, no, no. All right, I can't do it. It's in 2 pieces of plastic for whatever reason. Let's open this puppy up. I show you proper. Much better. That's so cute. I have a thing for pumpkins. No date on it. Just got to be a date somewhere. I think you can find it. It's only 43 stitches wide. It'd make a great little bell pull. Depending on how big you do it, it could be pretty easy to frame. Oh, my pile's getting too big. This is an artsy cross stitch. I've started to kit this up. I thought the colors were just so vibrant in it. It looks like a lot of fun. I better pull it out. This is not... Should learn how to pull these things out before I turn on the video. Sorry, guys. Look at that. There we go. gosh, those colors are great. And this is another example of full coveragey. It's done on a white fabric. So the only white parts that show are the moon. It's gonna be a lot of stitching. This is so great because it'll tell you how many skeins. I think it does. Yes, it'll tell you how many skeins you need. For example, you need 10 skeins of black to do this. I have a cone, so I'm not worried, but I have been collecting all of my bright colors. Oh, man. My daughter. I'm trying to coordinate appointments and games that she wants to go to, so we can do it. We can do anything. This is an October 2018 Just Cross Stitch. I do love this, but if I started that, it would take me a long time. I have 4 things tabbed here: fall pillow, fall banner, fall hoop, and ornaments. Do I have the pictures or just the graph? I love this pillow. Even though I don't sew, I would do this and find somebody to help me finish it. I think that's great. And the next one I have tabbed down here is the fall banner. Look at those squirrels. I have to get this one done. A Doreen Jones. I think that's why I was attracted to it. Oh, and this one's wonderful. I have so many hoops, but look at that. I love how they use the greens in there. And this calls for beads. I will definitely use some beads in here. I'm really pleased with that one. It's another Doreen Jones. That's probably, what do you guys think, a 6-inch hoop? Does it say? It probably says somewhere. Yeah, 6, no. Yeah, 6-inch embroidery hoop. Pretty sure I have a 6-inch. And then under ornaments, well, these were both great. How can I do this? There's this one. I like how they put the lace on and the edging. Again, with my pumpkins. And then this, of course, cats and air kittens. I do think bats look like little sky kittens. So yeah, this one's loaded. It's got quite a few ornaments in it. It's got a very tiny pillow stitch. Oh, it's cute. You don't have to do 2018. Put in a year in there or skip the year. You could add a leaf in there too if you wanted to. So a quick overview page. Oh, look at the pumpkin. And a spool. Spools. That, this one here looks like a needle minder. 56. 56. Yeah, needle book. That's cute. You can have seasonal needle books. I'm collecting stuff for this. That'll be a quickie. This one on the back. So that's a Stony Creek Stick Around for a while, and a Glendon Place called, I guess, Boo. That's the Glendon Place. I think I'll probably do some Krynick in this one. And there's some beads on the spider. I do have in my little box of tricks here some great green that I'm probably going to use for that. This is a Grasshopper Charles Craft DMC 14 count Ada. So that'll be a quick little stitch. Oh, I do love this one. I love going through these things because it gets me motivated. This is a Joan Elliott All Hallows Eve sampler. That's going to be amazing. 138 wide by 318 high on stitches. Pictured on a 28 count Lugana. Yeah, that'll be nice. And you know, the chart came pretty enlarged. I don't know if I'll have to. Well, I'll probably make a working copy anyway so I can highlight it as I go. Because if I'm doing it in front of the TV, I really do have to highlight things or I just lose my way. Oh, this one's sealed for your safety. This is a design by Sandra Sullivan. Country Spirits Collection. Homespun Elegance did this one. Trick or Treat Parade. And at the very bottom, I guess it's a path or a log they're walking on. It says Trick or Treat. I have that chenille, so that would be a great finish. Ooh, I have the fabric for this. This is a Sue Hillis. This is called Dark Shadows. And I picked out what looks to be a 16 count pansy by Picture This Plus. It's got a nice variegated color to it. And I'm pretty sure I measured it out. All 6 should fit on here. This is a 13 by 18. It worries me because I haven't pulled the threads, so I don't know if this is the right size. I'll have to double check that. It doesn't look like there's many colors in here. I've got a predominant black and then possibly 2 other colors, an orange and a yellow. And I might put something in there to make it sparkle a bit, depending on my mood. Oh, this is great. Finally something in one of my sleeves. This is what I put in my binders. So this is another Sue Hillis called Witch Hat. And then she's got some little sleds done at the bottom. Those are cute. That would probably look good on a black, except for the black hats. We'd have to do something different. But it's made for a purple fabric. You could do it on a white. There's a lot in this bin. Oh, last one. This is Bothy Threads. I remember I paid quite a bit of money for this, so I need to get busy. It came with a, I guess you would call this a pre-colored printed fabric. So look at that weird border. I haven't opened it up, but your kit contains a 14 count color printed Zweigart Ada, black stranded cotton, silver metallic thread, star sequins, needles, stitch diagram, and instructions. So Bothy, it's not Bothy, Bothy, maybe it is Bothy. Bothy Threads, Enchanted Pumpkin House. What a great haunted house. I have to take this out and play with it. But wait, there's more. Oh, another drawn thread. When skeletons dance. This is really nice. This is a 167 by 212 count. It was done on a 32 count dirty Belfast linen. I haven't pulled out any fabric for this because I will pull the threads someday and just play with my collection and see what I like it up against. So I want to make sure that skeleton pops, as well as the moon. I mean, the outline of the moon is really great, but that skeleton needs to pop. I pulled out something that might work. This is a 16 count Ada. They call this a brown. I got this at Fabric Flair. And it's got a little variegation to it. You can see some, it almost looks like dirty spots on the fabric, which I think might be perfect. So I had to play with that. Oh, and I did find my Q-snaps. Turns out I've used most of them in various projects. So they're kind of like kitted up and hiding in different places and projects waiting to be done. But I'll get it done. Oh, these are great. I got these on Amazon. They're just pieces of wood shapes that I painted. And now I can't figure out how to reopen them. But what I did was paint them up as pumpkins. And I'll do some chalk lines on them. Look how thin they are. It's a little warped. So I can mount this onto something, put a cross stitch on it, and I'll put in some chalk lines to mark out the actual gourd sections. I did do one already, and I think I did a tiny little crow print on it. I can pull out some of my finished Halloween stuff and show you. But I think this was like a package of 4 or 5. It wasn't very expensive, so I just went ahead and painted them up as pumpkins to use in future designs. And then somewhere in my collection, I have a really great Halloween design that this will be perfect for. I think it's a portrait of a skeleton or something. I found this on Etsy. It's resin, but it looks like wood. It might be in one of these, because these are the last 2 things that are in my Halloween bucket. These are old keepsake calendars. So I have 2021 and 2019 in here. This is why. In the October 2019, I want to do this guy. So I think that'll be perfect in that frame. So I have to measure that out. I think you can still get these on eBay, but it's 12 or 13 designs. Look at these retro Valentines. January. I just showed the February. March. April. Isn't that cute? May. June. July. That's not very big. If you look at the candle, I have to pull the pattern out to tell you guys how actually big that is. Here's the September. The October was my pumpkin man. November. On a white crate. That's stunning. December. So Pumpkin Man is only 112 wide by 141 high. That chrysanthemum, where are you? You're on page 24. The chrysanthemum, it's on a 10 by 10 artist canvas. The stitch is 140 by 129. It is pretty big. Didn't look so big. It's a lot of stitching. It's pretty though. So let me put Pumpkin Man back. Take a peek at this other one. This is the 2021 calendar. I'll make sure my pumpkins don't get any more squashed. Okay, so 2021. October. Have to do this one. So let's go back to January. January. What a great dress. February. It's a nice finish. He's got quite the sweater, this gentleman. Oh, this is February. How did we start? We started with December 2020. Yeah. So now we're into February. Aren't those great? I might have to fold this one down too. March. That looks like fun. April. May. What a great garden. June. July. August. September. October. November. Oh, I love the little fox and deer. And then December. So let me go back to my October. The calendars are great. Be sure if you get use copy that it comes with the pattern book, because the pattern book is separate. So you get a large calendar, but you should get this because this has all the charts. I usually don't separate my calendars because I have a pile up on my bookshelf, but I guess I did for that one. This is going to be a really long video. Oh well, I think I will bid you adieu. And until next time, have a great day, happy stitching, and be safe.